Welcome to Jets Rewind. This is Marty Shupak. I'm in Valley Cottage, New York, and today is Sunday, October 31st, 2021. We're recording this at 7:16 p.m. on Sunday, approximately 3 hours after the Jets had a stunning upset of the Cincinnati Bengals, 34-31. It looks like I might be doing this show solo tonight, which I'm happy and not so happy to do because I like to share it with my co-host, Ray Clifford and Ralph Schrager. But to the game, this game was just an incredible game, especially after coming off that horrific loss, the embarrassment to the New England Patriots. Mike White got the position to be the starting quarterback, and it was his first start ever. And Mike White did everything he could to really capture the Jets fans' imagination. And it was a stunning performance by Mike White. And, you know, sometimes in sports, we watch it. I've been watching it for decades, whether it's a Drew Bledsoe who gets replaced by Tom Brady, who then goes on to have a career as the greatest all-time quarterback, or a Lou Gehrig who replaces a Wally Pipp, or even a Kurt Warner who's packing groceries 1 week, and then a few weeks later, he's a starting quarterback for the NFL, leading them to eventually to a Super Bowl. So this was just incredible. And it was, you got to give all the kudos you can to Mike White. The numbers he put up were staggering, and it was just incredible how well he played. If you look at his statistics, he was 37 for 45, 405 yards, 3 TDs, 2 interceptions, and looks like I'm getting to see Ray Clifford. How you doing, Ray?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I'm just, I didn't know when you were coming on, so I'm doing my opening.
Good.
But Mike White was just beyond expectations. As it turned out, Mike LaFleur, who instead of being on the sidelines, went upstairs, he put together a game plan that my co-host Ray Clifford and I have been calling for the whole season, where he mixed things up. He put in a couple of gimmick plays. He put this quarterback in a position to win. And what this quarterback did, when the long pass wasn't open, he took what the defense gave him. And the Jets, they extended some of these short passes. One in particular I remember to Michael Carter, where it looked like he was tackled, but he was lying on another Bengal. And for a moment, play stopped. And he got up and went running for an extra 7-8 yards. He showed some grit and some smarts. I wish he showed the same smarts towards the end of the game. He went down because thought he was going out of bounds. But it was just an incredible victory. And I just want to add too, because I got a tweet from Mike Greenberg, who's very famous and well-known and a very famous Jet fan. And God bless Mike, who I kind of like. I don't know, Ray might not be crazy about him, but I kind of like him. But he tweets at the end of the game that nothing has changed and that Zach Wilson is the future of the Jets. So don't get any ideas that he's not. But I'll ask you, Ray, right off, and I'll turn it over to you. How does Mike Greenberg know this? I mean, what is he talking about? I mean, if Mike White, so let's say he takes us on like a 9-game winning streak, you got to be kidding. I mean, I like Zach Wilson, but I'm not going to take Zach Wilson out of the game. So, Ray, what's your response to that? And give me your capitalization of the great Jets victory.
Well, first, I'd like to say that I told you last week we should have been starting Mike White all along. I think he's been the best job. Okay. Okay. No, I didn't see that coming. I'll gladly be wrong every week. But as much as I was wrong on this one, although our defense wasn't any better than I thought it would be, we gave up 31 points. But first of all, well, as far as Mike Greenberg, remember, he's the same one who said that Trevor Lawrence should just say he's not coming out and stay in college when he thought the Jets were going to have the number 1 pick. So screw Mike Greenberg as far as I'm concerned. I used to like him, but he's such an idiot that I can't stand comments like that. But at the same time, you can't just automatically say Mike White's going to start the rest of the season of one game. I mean, teams are going to start game planning for him more and more, but let's face it, as far as a pocket passer goes, he looks way more comfortable than Zach does. And I think that's a lot of what's going on here is that he's comfortable in the pocket in this kind of offense. He got protected pretty well, though. I can't say that Zach's always been that well protected, and maybe that, how guys step up a lot. But even our backups looked like they were doing very well protecting Mike White. But Mike White made some really good throws. Even on, the first 2 drives, he threw picks, but I think he was 11 for 11 before he threw that first pick.
He was.
But the defense played well enough to just let us hang around, but they weren't great. But they made some plays when it counted, when it mattered, especially to take the lead. But I think a lot of that was too that he kept the defense off the field for stretches of those drives, and so we made enough stops. I didn't expect him to shut down Cincinnati or Burrow in any way, and they really didn't. But they didn't, they didn't give up 50 like last week, and that was a lot of it too. Mosley makes a difference with the defense. They weren't great, but they looked different with him on the field. He missed a big tackle, and we could have stopped one drive. I know. I don't know about the whole game, but he missed a tackle on the tight end when you let him basically run through his tackle and keep a drive going. They ended up scoring on. But the difference is him just on the field. He's like a coach, and he's just somebody who keeps the defense in place. So, but next, let's see what Mike White does on Thursday, and if he plays like that again, he's going to have to. You can't take him out. I'll say that much.
You can't.
Zach may or may not be the future, but
right.
You can't take him out as long as Mike White's playing like that.
Yeah, you have to. What they say is ride the wave, and I really think this game, it's not going to go down as an all-time game, but it's going to become part of Jets folklore, like that big victory, Ken O'Brien over Dan Marino, maybe even the Monday night comeback. Not as big as the Jets victory over those damn Patriots in the playoffs, and the Patriots are pulling out a victory out in LA, Ray. You don't know how.
That was like the greatest. But I will say, it's kind of funny that our 2 best performances came against 2 of the best teams, that were playing at their best time we faced them. So I can't say it's because they took us for granted, because it didn't look like they were giving us any, that they had their foot off the gas, especially on offense. 31 points, probably should have won it. But Mike White, I don't know if Zach in there the way right now that he's been playing, that we could have scored 31 with Zach. So, and even if Mike White doesn't pan out and comes crashing back to earth, this break might be a good thing for Zach.
Right.
The reason I said Sam was I was thinking of that first season of Sam, and he got hurt, and he took 4 games off, and he came back and looked like a whole different quarterback.
By the way, Sam got hurt again. I don't know if you know. He went out.
Yeah, I saw him being helped off,
which isn't good. Yeah, but Ray, the defense. I'll tell you, I don't want to say it was a bend but not break, but the fact that they held Jamar Chase 3 catches, 32 yards. He did have 1 touchdown. His longest reception was 9 yards. And I guess, was it Bryce Hall that was on him most of the game, or Eccles? Or they switched off?
I don't know who.
I couldn't tell.
Whoever I wasn't sure.
Yeah, who they did a good game. You saw the depth of that team with weapons. T. Higgins and Boyd.
Boyd was killing us.
Boyd was,
Boyd was just destroying us.
but listen, there was some plays and players that came up big. And first of all, Jabari Zuniga, he had a sack. It was a
Yes, he
beautiful,
did.
beautiful
Thought I
sack.
misread that when I saw that
Yeah,
because I couldn't get tuned into the game at that point. I looked at the
right,
update
right.
that said that Zuniga. It's like, is that a
Yeah,
misprint?
yeah. Zuniga had the sack, and a couple of other plays. Of course, Queen Williams had a sack on a fourth down, which was a wonderful play. Shaq Lawson had that unbelievable tip and interception. And I've been on his case all year. Who would have thunk it that he makes such a defining play in a game like this? But I really believe the biggest play of the game might have gone under the radar. It was on the interception when they were going in for a touchdown, and Elijah Moore, he did who's it, BJ Metcalf for Seattle?
DJ Metcalf,
Yeah,
man,
who
the guy.
who caught up to the guy. He did the same thing, and apparently he came a very long way, got him down at the one, and that was the same goal line stance that we held them. So that was an unbelievable play. And talking about just for a second, we'll get into the individual players, but just talking about Elijah Moore, he only had 6 receptions for 67 yards. Ray, to me, it looked like he had like 10 receptions, 12 receptions. It just seems like his receptions were so timely. And I really believe I was impressed with a lot of players, but I was impressed with Elijah Moore on offense, Michael Carter on offense. On defense, look, Mosley was terrific. The secondary was good considering the weapons they had. Just to go back to Mike White, two of the passes I was most impressed with, the touchdown pass to Barrios was phenomenal. That was like one of the passes Zach Wilson made, which I love. God bless Barrios. He's kind of underrated. He
But
doesn't.
didn't that come right after a review where they
Yeah,
said a touchdown didn't count too? So that was a great.
right. That Keelan Cole. Yeah. And the other pass, it wasn't anything spectacular, but as the game was going on and Mike White was just throwing basically to the running backs, um, he saw our tight end, Tyler Croft, in the seam, and he hit him for a touchdown. Those two passes were great. And the reason I like the Tyler Croft, he showed me he has very good vision. Now, he makes some passes which I think are very dangerous, but when you look at the percentage, I mean, he was just unbelievable, 37 for 45, and that includes a drop touchdown pass by Denzel Mims. And
Yeah,
with the 3 touchdowns, also he caught the 2-point conversion on a Philly special,
yeah.
which, and I think I said to you, and I hold to it, unless something happens crazy, he's going to be the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So, Ray, give me your take on some of the individual plays. Queen Williams, you mentioned Mosley, Michael Carter. Jamison Crowder had a good game. He had that one fumble, but he had a good game. And I just got to tell you, Ray, it's going to be very hard right now for Robert Saleh if he's approached by Joe Douglas tonight that he's got an offer on the table for Jamison Crowder or Marcus May. He's not going to want to part with these guys right now after coming off with a win. So let me have your thoughts on some of the individual plays.
Well, as far as the trade deadline coming up, I don't think Joe Douglas can afford to go to Saleh and let Saleh let his emotions affect it. If he gets the right offer for Crowder or for anybody else for that matter that's on the table, I think he's got to seriously consider it and listen to it. And Saleh is going to understand this is about the future, not about the one game. And so as much as I like Crowder, I think Elijah Moore fits better in his spot and is more dangerous at this point. But I love Crowder. I would hate to see him go, but if we get something good for him, they got to take it. One of the guys I thought that didn't had a really good game, and you don't really get a lot out of necessarily, was Ty Johnson. I thought he had a really good game.
Great
That
game.
touchdown run was outstanding, keeping it inbounds, and he was. And
Adoga, I thought was good. He came in.
Doga for the
He
most part was
and
good. He made a couple of mistakes, but that's okay. You know, it
Sheldon
didn't do anything to
Rankins,
kill us.
I thought had a good game. He
Oh,
had a
and by the
nice
way,
sack.
our offensive line, you know, what's the name? Hendricks, the guy who got a sack and a half, I think. And the one sack was as a result of White held onto the ball, you know, a long time and ran out of guys. And right when he went to take off, he ran right into him. It wasn't like Adoga uh, didn't block him well. He had time to get rid of the ball, and then when he went to take off running, he ran, and that's when Rankins cut to the inside. He got one, and I think his other half sack came when Mike White pulled his Sam Darnold run out of bounds for a 4-yard
Oh my
sack.
God. You had texted me. That was my first thought. Like, what's he doing? He's losing 3 yards.
And he even looked like he was going to throw it away, and then he pulled
Yeah,
it down and ran out of
there
bounds.
were a few stupid plays which we could talk about. We don't want to harp on that. That was one of them. And I just wonder, do these guys understand that when you throw it out of bounds, there's absolutely no intentional grounding, no matter where you throw it, as long as
As
it's out of
long as
bounds.
you're out of the pocket and as long as you get it past the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Two things you have to do. But he easily could have done. He could have thrown it away so many times while he was running there, and I thought he was going to, and then he pulled it down and ran out of bounds. Whatever. The other guys, I think who played a good game, and I think it was more as a group, is the DBs again had a solid game. I know it didn't look like it, but Burrow,
No.
those guys are really good. But you know, you're not going to stop that team for the most part. They've got too many weapons. But I thought they played a solid game, even though they gave up 31 points. I didn't see anybody really that I thought, oh God, this guy shouldn't even be on the field.
Ray, should we apologize when they called that helmet to helmet at the end of the game on Cincinnati?
One of my Cincinnati buddies messaged me, congratulations, even though the refs gave you the game, I'm happy for you. And I said, hey, the rules are the rules. I don't like the rule either, but you know, we've had it called against us
Oh my God,
several times too. So, and I said to them, they didn't give us the game because you guys still would have had to score. I'm not saying you wouldn't have, but you still would have had to score. So it's not like that took the game away. It took the opportunity to either tie or win it away, but it didn't take the and they had a chance to stop us again after that and didn't. So, you know, it's kind of like the 54 points we gave up to the Pats. You know, you don't want us to score, don't stop us. You know, and you know, I know what he was saying. The jet guy lowered his head. The announcers nonstop brought it up, but it doesn't matter. That's not how the rule reads, and that's not how they apply it ever. It's always okay. The guy lowered his head, but you did helmet to helmet, and for whatever reason they make it on the defense. So I don't like the rule, but you know, I'm not going to say that you know we shouldn't have won the game because they called a rule that I don't like. We've had it called against us.
Right. I get these tweets from people and stuff, and what am I missing? Because they're saying some people say they can't stand Ashton Davis. Is he that awful, or I don't think he's that bad.
I don't think he is. I think he just doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough time under his belt because he's been off the field so much that he's still, settling into the position. I think he shows that he's got talent. I think I like him. I think he's a hitter. I think if they start using him in different ways, you're going to see more from him. But I don't have a problem with him. I don't think he gets burned all the time or anything. I think it's something like now, like you said before, I think he's just right now, I think he's still reacting out of, like thinking about it, not just reacting out of,
This, by the way, the Saints just beat the Bucks.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I saw they were ahead. But I didn't know if they'd hold on.
Winston went out of the game.
Yeah, I saw that. Bad injury.
Yeah.
They called the guy for a horse collar, even though he tackled him by his shirt from under his armpit. I don't know how that's.
We've spoken about ref, and I got to tell you,
They're
not
bad.
just the NFL, but the college reffing is so bad, Ray. It's just unbelievable how
It's
bad.
inconsistent. That's what's frustrating. If it was consistent, I don't think anybody'd be as upset because at least you'd know. It's kind of like an umpire in baseball too, though. If they're consistent, guys don't
Right.
grow. And that's kind of how I wish they were in the pros. I mean, they'll apply it differently for, Tom Brady than they will for Sam Darnold or for Mike White. And I don't like that.
Yeah, Ray, did anything Jared Davis, his first game as a Jet, anything he did turn you off negatively? I thought he was okay. He didn't do anything
I
really bad.
didn't really, hear a lot from him. I'm not saying, for a first game, he didn't, like you say, I didn't see him get burned. I didn't see him get any horrid penalties or anything. So no, I don't have a problem. No, I'd like to see improvement so that kind of like if Zuniga all of a sudden is finding his way. I mean, I'd love to hear more from him, but I hope that isn't his one highlight as a Jet.
Yeah, Ray, I will make you a night. Tom Terrific Brady,
He had a rough night.
4 TDs, but 2 interceptions. So
He had
that's
a rough night for him.
yeah, that should make you feel good. But
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
But the Chargers lost to the Patriots, so it wasn't all good news.
No, it wasn't. I was very happy for our coach, Robert Saleh. He looked
Yeah.
shell-shocked last week. I thought that he looked very confident on the sideline. I love his attitude. I hope his attitude could translate to the Jets in a positive manner. Sometimes, you have this all positive feelings, and some people say, "Oh, you can't treat people like that." But I think they're kind of buying in. I was amazed, Ray, that they were down by like 11 points and they came back. Did you think they were going to come back at the time? I mean, they
No,
scored the Bengals 17-7.
no, I thought when they went up by 11, I thought, well, here's the beginning of the end. But when they didn't have to settle for a field goal and Ty Johnson got that touchdown, I was really thinking, okay, we're back in the game, but still we had to make a stop. And then I think it was the next series when they intercepted the ball, and next thing you know, we're in the lead. And I could be wrong, but I think that's when it happened. But,
Right. And what
it was so sudden. I just thought, well, we left too much time.
What were your thoughts on that sweep when Michael Carter could have walked for a first down, but he was so concerned about going out of bounds, he went down early. Did you see Saleh? He grabbed his head.
Bro,
my phone was ringing off the hook. This guy I do some work with calls in. He goes, "What's he doing? What's he doing?"
Even live, I said that. I was just like, because you could tell he went down intentionally. I thought, oh my God.
Yeah.
I thought though that I didn't think he was worrying about out of bounds because he was still probably 3 yards from the out of bounds from the sideline. I thought he had the first down and was going down.
I can't.
Once I saw it again, I was like, no,
he
just didn't want a chance going out of bounds.
Did
he go out of bounds on the first down?
I'm not sure, but
I walked out of the room. I came back. It was 2nd and 6. The clock would stop with like 2:04, and they hadn't used a timeout. I was like, who went out of bounds?
Right.
Or did we try a pass or something? It was 2nd and 6, so I knew it wasn't bad.
Now, Michael Carter, too, he went out in the first half. He came back, so I think he's okay. George Fant went out. Adoga did a very serviceable job when he replaced him, but I don't know what the deal is with Fant.
They said ankle, I believe, but I don't know how bad.
Yeah, okay. And of course, we were missing Corey Davis this game.
And Mike White went out briefly too.
Mike White went out, that's right, and Josh Johnson, he came in. Then just to go through this quickly, Michael Carter is becoming a force, Ray.
I mean, if our line was a little better for run blocking, he'd be killing it.
Look at these stats. He carried the ball 15 times for 77 yards, 1 touchdown, and receiving 9 times for 95 yards. So really, that's like 172 yards of offense. That's pretty good, for playing into his 7th
for
game.
What our offense. That's probably tripled our offense for
Yeah,
the season.
and I had written, I think he's going to break one. He's close to breaking one. Jamison Crowder, 8 catches, 84 yards. Ty Johnson, great game. And Ray, I was wrong. You were right. He's been playing great. When he stayed in bounds on that touchdown that they
Oh,
said he was out, that was a wonderful play, an athletic play. So I got handed to him. It was great. Um, Denzel Mims, 2 catches, 30 yards. He had a drop, which killed me. Keelan Cole, 3 catches, 25 yards. But Ray, that guy looks good when he's on the field. I really like.
they all, I just if Mims catches that pass, I'm all
Yeah,
in on Mims, but
yeah.
you let it get to his body and you just can't do that.
Tyler Croft, 2 catches, 20 yards against his old team at a touchdown. He was only targeted 2 times. Ryan Griffith, 1 catch for 7 yards. Braxton Berrios, 2 catches for 13 yards, 1 TD. This guy is like, I don't know if they have something called the 12th Player Award. It's a guy that is really under the radar, that just comes in and does his job, whatever they tell him. He returns kickoffs, he returns punts. The guy is just a great guy to have on the team. I mean, I don't know if you could extend him contract wise. How much do you extend him? A guy
I
like
don't
that.
know, but that's why I say I can see us getting rid of Crowder. I can't see us getting rid of
I
Berrios.
would get rid of Barris and Ray. Some of these running plays, I'm on the top of the screen. He stands out. He not only does he block, but he maintains his block, which is it's a terrific guy to have on the team. I mentioned Mike White,
Yeah.
37-45, 405 yards, 3 TDs. Ray, the 2 interceptions. I mean, he didn't have touch. That's something. I have so much more confidence in him gaining the touch than I do right now. I'm sorry, Zach Wilson. He just seems like it's not going to be a problem. I know in the second interception, it hit off the helmet of Michael Carter. The first one, I'm not sure what happened with that. He threw it too hard, Ray.
I'm not sure. I got to go, like that's before I could get tuned in.
Right,
So
that's right.
I didn't get to see a replay of it. Well, they showed one, but it was brief, and I only caught the end of it. So I didn't think either of them were horrid picks. Like he threw it to somebody he didn't see.
No, 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 no.
Kind of
So
off,
far, he's
fluky.
seen the field, and defense. Mosley had 8 tackles, 2 assists. Marcus made 5 tackles. I saw every game. Marcus makes one bad play. He did it this game
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Jaron
yeah.
Davis, 3 tackles. Sheldon Rankins, 2 tackles, 2 assists, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss. Queenan Williams, this guy he's a ball player. If you saw that, look at a replay of that 4th down sack. I mean, he had him by like the shoelaces and wouldn't let go.
Yeah.
This is a good bounce back game. Bryce Hall, 2 tackles and 2 assists. And that's about it, really. Everyone else had a couple of tackles or whatever. Quincy Williams made a nice play. He had a tackle. I wrote in my article that I thought Quincy Williams plays too much out of control, Ray. I mean, he'll make a wow play or a hit once a game, but on other plays, he either overruns it or he gets fooled. If he could learn to control his body, I really think, he athletically, I mean, is there a better athlete on our defense than that guy? The guy's a phenomenal athlete.
Oh, I mean, he hits like a ton of bricks. It's just like in that Tennessee game, he could have made a pick on the one play, no doubt, if he
Oh,
was
yeah.
just had his head up. And I think that's it. He's so zeroed in on making the big hit. I'd rather see him play a little more under control and just tackle the guy if the case is there. I mean, a big hit can turn things around, but you
Right.
miss, and
Yeah.
he could miss an opportunity to make some other kind of play that also would have changed. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Matt Amendola hit 2 field goals. He missed one long one, which
54 yards.
you got to watch those long ones because it shortens the field if he misses it. And that's my
He's
concern.
got the leg for it, but
Yeah,
still, I mean,
I
it's a
know.
long kick to.
Yeah. So meanwhile, and again, the defense, they have incredible weapons on Cincinnati. They did a great job on Chase. And again, Joe Burrow, there's no doubt this guy is such a great quarterback, really. He's a phenomenal player. The one thing about Mike White, if you had a criticism, it might be that, he threw those short passes, a couple of a little hard, but also there were too many tips at the line of scrimmage.
Got
So,
a lot knocked down, but
yeah,
that can be, at least his short passes weren't hitting him in the shoelaces. So
right, right. So now we move on to the Colts in like 4 days. So my closing thoughts are that this is like the best time of the year right now for the Jets. They're coming off a stunning win. We don't know which way Mike White will be going. We don't know if he's going to build on this in a positive way, lead us to another victory, or we don't know if he's going to take a step back. I'm just going to have an open mind. And look, I'm going to go with the guy that's going to win us games. That's my theory. I don't care if it's a first-round draft pick, a free agent. I don't even care if it's a LaMichael Pirine at quarterback who lead us to victories. That's the guy I'm going to go with. So
yeah,
we're going to,
we just want somebody who keeps us in the game and keeps it, keeps it a game.
yeah,
I don't know what to think. I mean, but I do know that as good as Mike White looked today, you can't not play him on Thursday. And if he plays good on Thursday, I don't care if Zach's back or not. You can't. I just don't think you can bench somebody if they're playing that well. Now, like I say, who knows if this is just a flash in the pan and he comes crashing back to earth, or if this is who he is. Let's find out. I mean, let's face it. He wouldn't be the first guy to come out of nowhere and be a great quarterback. Just ask Kurt Warner. So it's possible. Am I expecting it? No, but if it keeps going, I keep riding him.
you never know. So, all right, Ray, we're going to close this out. So it's a great Jet victory, 34-31 on the back of Mike White, who I'm almost going to give a guarantee will be the offensive player in the week in the
He threw for
AFC.
400 yards. I don't know who else they would put over him.
3 TDs, and he caught a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
I mean, what more?
So who else are they going to pick? If they pick anybody else, to me,
It's
it's
got to
like,
be him. It has to be him, unless somebody throws 5
Does something.
TDs like
Yeah.
tonight or tomorrow night. So for Ray Clifford, who is in Idaho, and Marty Shupak, I'm in Valley Cottage. Until next time, and remember, Thursday night the Jets are on, and we'll be on shortly thereafter.